every single conversation with realtor partners has changed. And that's what I was hoping for when I reached out to GVS. You guys have delivered exactly on what I needed, which was to change the conversations from a loan officer or a lender asking for business to a loan officer who's calling to give you business. And that already in the last 6 months that I've been 7 months of actively using GVS, it got me at least 3 or 4 good realtor relationships because of exactly your message.
All right, guys, so we are live today with Greg, and Greg has been kind enough to talk to us about his experience working with Good Vibe Squad, what it takes to really succeed in today's market. How's it going, Greg?
It's going good. Thanks for asking, McBilly. How are you?
Excellent, man. Excellent. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Greg? Who you are, what do you do, and where you're from?
Absolutely. Thank you. I'm Greg Barsumian. I'm originally from Pasadena, California, born and raised out there, and I have been in the mortgage space for about 25, going on 26 years now. Currently living in Las Vegas and been a proud member of GVS since Thanksgiving of last year.
How did you first find out about Good Vibe Squad, and what did that journey look like?
I'm glad you asked that. It was your advertisement, McBilly, that I saw. And the words that caught my attention and what made me actually pay full attention to your video was not the hat. Honestly, that was cool. But it was your words were, do you feel like you're held hostage by realtors? And that's realistically how I've been feeling the last couple of years prior to reading GVS. GVS has changed that substantially for me. So every single conversation with realtor partners has changed. And that's what I was hoping for when I reached out to GVS. You guys have delivered exactly on what I needed, which was to change the conversations from a loan officer or a lender asking for business to a loan officer who's calling to give you business. And that already in the last 6 months that I've been 7 months of actively using GVS, it got me at least 3 or 4 good realtor relationships because of exactly your message.
Can you walk us through how has that experience been like, working with Good Vibe Squad? What does the result look like? What did that transformation for you?
It's been a big improvement for my day-to-day business. Having GVS has changed everything on the origination side. So I'm almost thinking of GVS like I have got 2 full-time employees that are always working to originate for me. I think of it that way. It's given us so many more opportunities. GVS is now giving me the opportunities to recruit and bring on more loan officers, because there's been missed opportunities that I couldn't get to all of them in time, and I ended up losing a deal here and there. I look at that as a lost opportunity that I would have probably captured had I had a little bit more help. So overall, I'm using a whole team effort with GVS. I have my full-time assistant constantly logged in, responding to messages, as well as me. And now I'm recruiting. I brought 2 more loan officers on with the idea of scaling GVS into another market as well, because I initially came on with a 1-month startup. What really stood out to me was Preston. Preston sent me a Zoom video, and I felt like, okay, that was pretty nice and personal, kind of the way that I like to work with people. So when Preston sent me that little video at the very beginning, I knew that you guys were the right guys to work with. And he gave me the right advice. He said, listen, this is an investment in your business. So give it a shot, 2-3 months, see how it works out for you. Great advice. So I signed up for a 3-month deal. 1 month into it, I was already asking for a 12-month contract renewal. So I knew from day one that GVS was the exact thing I needed for my business, because over the 20-some years, I've tried so many different lead origination sources and quote unquote exclusive leads. So over those years of lots of lost and missed opportunities, bad investments in the wrong companies, I called a friend of mine who was signed up, Sarah Baca, who was signed up in GVS, and she knows me, and she said, this is the exact thing for you because I know who you are and I know GVS. So it was Sarah, my friend, who's in the lending business in GVS. It was her extra words and then Preston's message, and I said, this is the right place for me. It's changed my business so much. We've added on 3 new loan officers. We're going to expand in more states. I want to hit up Florida with this program with GVS. So that's what GVS has done for me. It's been a great, great business boost, especially in a time when we need more business. So the pipeline is full. We're getting more pre-approved buyers out there, and I can't thank GVS enough for that.
With your experience now, Greg, working with us for quite a bit, can you elaborate what is the difference with working with Good Vibe Squad versus all the other lead gen companies that you've tried?
One of the things, I used the word exclusive earlier, because that's the word that lead generations throw out very easily. But the truth is, I've uncovered over the years that those other companies that quote exclusivity were never really giving me exclusive leads. And their way out of it, honestly, which felt a certain way, because the way out of it for that lead company was to say, we can't stop your clients from shopping around. And they would blame it on the consumer or the client. But meanwhile, those leads had been sold over to many, many companies, and then they blame it on the consumer. That's pretty much what I saw with a lot of the places. I think when I first realized that I was getting exclusive leads that were not being sold to anybody else, were not being shared with anybody else, even other GVS members are not getting the same leads that we're working with, that's when I really decided, and we knew right off the bat, the very first lead I ever got in for GVS was Dennis Spinola. Very, very first lead. We closed them 2 months in. The clients that GVS has brought me, they're good clients, they're good buyers, they're real people who have filled out the survey, who have a real interest. I'm really happy that I joined GVS, as you can tell, McBilly, because I'm one of those now that want to figure out how to scale this best, because I found something that's working. I am getting exclusive leads, and I can ramp up my ad spend and boost it up even more. That's what I loved about it. That's why I brought on 2 more loan officers so that I can scale this and get to the next level.
What is your current process now? As you get pre-approvals through Good Vibe Squad, how do you find the realtors? And then what is that conversation looking like for other LOs that might be wanting to replicate the same success that you have?
What I've been doing is, first, a couple of deals that I got from GVS. I called and introduced myself to the opposite listing agents, the buyer's agents and the listing agents. So I started with introductions to calling the listing agents and let them know I'm the lender that just closed a deal that worked on such and such home with you. I wanted to take a time out and explain to you how I brought in this client from GVS and see if maybe you can be one of my potential referral partners. Let's set up a time, 5 to 10 minutes, let's chat. And then if we do the same through LoanMore app, we can target our realtor partners as well through the CRM. And what I've been doing is just calling up the realtors, introducing myself, letting them know who we are, what programs we offer, how we're bringing clients and more buyers to the market. And one of the first ones that I did that with, I looked her up and I looked up her numbers, and I saw that she was one of the top producing groups in Northern Nevada. For a real estate company who closed 50 some units, that's a pretty busy real estate company. And so I approached that realtor and I told her that running advertisements through GVS, and my idea was to bring her more buyers. So after the first deal we closed, I sent her 2 more buyers, all GVS buyers. We closed 3 deals together in about a 45-day period. This realtor called me in disbelief, and she's just like, Greg, I don't know if you know this yet, but you're my go-to lender now. And she said, I've been doing this for 18 years. And in 18 years of being in the real estate space, I've never once had a loan officer give me 1 loan, let alone you gave me 3 in the 45-day period. First of all, how are you doing it? And second of all, whether you like to know it or not, you're getting all my leads from now on. This agent now, for the leads that she pays money for, HUD leads, I get every single email that comes in from her leads. Other realtors have given me access to their CRMs now because of the value I'm bringing them because of GVS buyers. I'm no longer just a loan officer asking with my hand out, you got a loan for me. I'm now that professional real estate partner's ideal referral partner because I'm giving them that business back. So in 18 years, she's never received 1 deal. I gave her 3 in 1 month. I've got a realtor on my team for life. Honestly, other than bringing in business that we're closing, it's changed the conversations. I don't feel like I'm ever asking for business from realtors anymore. They're voluntarily sending it my way. because of the partnership we've established here. It's not one-sided. If you're just a loan originator and you're focused only on purchase money, majority of the time, if you're not bringing in your own buyer, you're spending the time begging and asking for business. I really didn't like that feeling, and I didn't like the feeling of not bringing in my own deals. So this is the best benefit that GVS will do to any loan originator who wants to grow their business. This system legitimately works if you show up and do the work. It's not going to do the work for you. You have to do the work, but you will make money off of it. You will grow your business. You should be able to scale it the way that I am in a higher rate environment where we've added on 3 loan officers this month, and we're expanding in different markets as well, hopefully Florida soon.
So thank you once again, Greg, and I'm very excited to see you grow your mortgage business.
Thank you, McDilly. Appreciate it.